Luke Wright blasted 114 off just 69 balls as Sussex hammered the Netherlands by 9 wickets to finally win a match in Hove for the first time in nearly a year. The Dutch had won their last Yorkshire Bank 40 contest at the weekend against Warwickshire, and they made a decent start here once Steven Myburgh drove Lewis Hatchett to Will Beer in the third over. Filled with confidence after that win on Sunday, Wesley Baresi kept the board ticking over early on, with this being the best of his many shots, a thumping hit off Michael Yardy that carried the distance. Into the 12th over and the visitors were going along nicely, but with the score on 60, they then lost Michael Swartz slog sweeping Chris Nash to Chris Liddle. It was 75 for 3 at the start of the 16th over as Ben Cooper was done by Nash's quicker ball. Baresi continued to impress, however, and he took successive fours off Beer to get to his 50 off 55 deliveries. He'd taken the total to 125 for 3 just past the halfway stage of the innings, and a final effort of around 250 was not out of the question if he could stay in. That was not to be, though. After moving on to 64 at a runner ball, he was foxed by Beer's Googly and had to go LBW. Peter Boren followed in the next over for a golden duck, Liddle this time getting the leg before decision. Liddle also proved to be too good for Dom Michael, who nicked off for 3 as Holland started to lose their way. Mudassar Bukhari tried to turn the corner by whipping Liddle over the ropes with a powerfully struck shot. But the wickets continued to fall. Tim Greuters fell quite literally and was stumped off Beer for a promising 27, while Mudassar gave the leggy his 3rd wicket by also offering Callum Jackson a rather easy stumping, which put the Netherlands on 162 for 8. They'd lost 5 wickets for 37 runs in 7 overs, but Peter Seelar was still hopeful of getting his side above 200. He needed a few more shots like this one. In the end, the Dutch were dismissed for 185 in the 36th over. Paul van Meekeren clipped Chris Jordan to Hatchett before running off. And the 2 Sussex men then swapped roles to remove Seelar for 25 to give the Sharks a comfortable target to chase down. Yet few would have thought that it would have been as easy as it was. That was almost exclusively down to Wright, who exploded from the outset. He, of course, still has a point to prove to England and would have been thrilled with this knock ahead of captaining the Lions in some one-dayers next week. His first 50 arrived off just his 30th delivery, by which time he'd already struck 7 fours and 2 sixes, and when he gets in a mood like this one, he's almost impossible to stop, as the visitors were about to discover. Indeed, he started to clear the boundary at will in what was an astonishing example of clean hitting. This attack may not be the best in the world, but it is still a handy one, and one which has helped the Dutch to really improve over the last few years. Here, though, they were taught a lesson by Wright, who's shown many times before that he has a real talent for hitting a cricket ball a very long way, something the bowlers were finding out firsthand. The man with the best seat in the house was Ed Joyce, who must have enjoyed his role a lot. In truth, he didn't need to do too much, as the 150 was posted in only the 18th over. Wright deserved a ton, and he duly got one, the 6th list day 100 of his career. Needless to say, it came with a boundary, his 11th 4 to go with 5 sixes, in an innings which had thus far lasted only 62 deliveries. It was brilliant stuff from the all-rounder, who deserved all the accolades. A 6th maximum followed in the next over, as he took his side to within 11 runs of the victory line after only 20 overs. Alas, he was out before the game was won, as he for once failed to clear the rope, but his 114 had come in only an hour and a quarter off 69 balls, with 84 of his runs coming in boundaries. It was left to Joyce instead to end the game as he reached his 50 off a rather steady, in comparison, 58 balls. With a remarkable 112 deliveries left, Sussex had romped home by 9 wickets to give the home supporters something to cheer about at last. It's probably too late in the day for the Sharks to go any further in this competition this year. They sit 4th in the group with just 2 matches to play. Their next one against high-flying Nottinghamshire, who'll be guaranteed a semi-final spot if they win on the South Coast on Thursday.